What's up, Joe fans? Duke45 here, and we're taking a look at Fast Draw from the G.I. Joe subscription service 8.0, shipment number 3. So Fast Draw is a character that I had as a kid, but he wasn't one of my favorites. He wasn't a character that I was excited about. So I wasn't really expecting to like Fast Draw very much now as the modern figure. It was kind of one of those that I had earmarked to probably end up going on eBay. So when I got the package, I looked at it and I'm like, well, I'll open it up and see how I feel about the character. I never really took time to stare at it. I just, at a glance, the green, the white, the red, the blue, the silver on this, I'm like, it doesn't really go, at least initially. But once I popped the figure open and started looking at it, my opinion pretty much changed, and I'll jump into it right now and kind of just tell you why, and see if maybe if you had some of those same feelings, you might have a change of heart as well. First of all, looking at the figure, it's pretty clear it looks a lot like Blowtorch. Alright, it's not an exact copy of Blowtorch. The legs are different, and the arms are different. The torso is the same, and the helmet, of course. And I know that's another question now, is what is under the helmet? Which head sculpt did they use? Did they just kind of cheap out and give us a balaclava, or what did they give us? So go ahead and remove this, and there you go. You can see that is basically sci-fi. That's the head sculpt that's used here. Not airtight. The covering has a bit more texture on it, kind of like a baggy type head covering. This one's more form-fitting, and again, that's the one that was used on sci-fi. Looking at the rest of the figure, it's pretty nicely done. I don't know where the lower forearms come from. They look kind of similar to some stuff that we saw in Rise of Cobra, like the Volcano Viper, but I wasn't able to peg that as a direct match. The upper arms, that looks a lot like the Mars Trooper and Televiper from Rise of Cobra, but it's also not a direct match. In the upper thighs, you can see some sculpting on the side here. That is for the pistol. Now, Fast Draw is a quick draw specialist, so you can see that he would have to have a pistol. That just kind of goes with the territory. And as far as where these legs come from, I couldn't tell you. I wasn't able to pinpoint directly. They look like Zartan, they look like Night Viper, they look like the Hiss drivers, but they aren't an exact match. I don't believe that the G.I. Joe Collectors Club went ahead and retooled them. So I'm sure they're out there. I just wasn't able to find them in my collection. And the lower legs are directly taken from the Iron Grenadiers from the Pursuit of Cobra line. As you can see right there. And then the coverings on the shins. Also right out of the Iron Grenadiers. Now, I wasn't sure why they put the shin guards on. I thought that was kind of unnecessary. You could have just given him some, gray or silver coverings on the leg, and it would have looked fine. But they put these on here, and as I came to find out, it was pretty much genius, in my opinion, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But that really kind of surprised me and just added to the overall change of heart I had for this particular figure. Let's take a look at the back real quick. And again, you got the little canister here, which in Blowtorch I believe is a fire extinguisher. But here you can see all the other stuff. Just the back of the figure, it's got on the back of the calf ankle area here, a little clip just like the Iron Grenadier does. And if you pull off the ankle covering, which are removable, you can see right there, just kind of a red knee pad, black boot. So we pop that off. Let's look at the accessories, and we'll start with the pistol right here. And it is a classic style pistol. And let me see if we can give you guys a good look at it. There it is. In addition to that, he comes with two, which look like paint sprayers, but obviously they're not paint sprayers. They're white, and it looks that the front of it kind of looks to me like some sort of a compression device to maybe make this kind of like an automatic type pistol. But he has two of them. Figure stand, of course, and then he has this bad boy. Oh yeah. backpack with the shoulder mounted missile launcher. That's pretty sweet. Now, we've seen this before, obviously, with Duke Pursuit of Cobra. Not in these colors, and I don't know why, but these colors just kind of look cool like this. You see the red and the white in the missiles, and you got the green right here, and just kind of a, you know, camo green. Nothing really special, but it just seems to go together nicely. Now, if you look at the front of the launcher right there, you can see the kind of the holes that are there, and they are designed to be able to peg these missiles in. You can tell it's not just a flat out circle. Yeah, you can see it's almost, there you go, it's got like a flat bottom and a circular top. So these just peg into there because the tips of the missiles just fit nicely into the spot. Obviously, if you are very handy or good with your dexterity, you should be able to put these in pretty easily. I, on the other hand, am not, so this is probably going to take me a couple extra seconds than your standard adult person. Alright, pop that one in. And alright, there we go. We're off and running now. So there they are. Looks pretty sweet right there. Alright, so let's gear him up and take a look at him. Yeah, the figure feels pretty sturdy, which is good. You know, especially if he's going to have large accessories like the missile launcher. If you put it on a flimsy figure, it just kind of you're more likely to get it to tip over, and you're more likely to it just kind of looks out of balance, out of whack. So here he is, and let's pop these in his hands. So got one there, and the other one is right here. Try to block as little of it with my hand as possible. So that right there, to me, it looks pretty good. You know, and I don't know what it is. These colors on paper should not look good together. They should not. They absolutely shouldn't. If somebody was telling you, you know, you're gonna go to a job interview, but wear, you know, camo green, silver, red, light blue, and white, you wouldn't do it. All right, so let's go ahead and put this on here. And I guess I should point out that on this missile launcher, it is multiple parts. You can pull that out there. The hoses are removable, and so is this part right here. So you probably want to keep it together as much as possible. Losing one of these pieces would really hamper, in a big way, the ability to use it. Alright, so let's pop it on the back here. And he automatically starts looking pretty cool. There you go. That's fast draw right there. And the colors, they look nice. These do swing up and down. If you wanted to, you can raise them and lower them just to about shoulder level. That's obviously as far as they can go down. But they do go up, giving him a bit more of a formidable appearance. Now, as I mentioned before, I thought the knee pad inclusion was pretty cool once I did this with the figure. Now I understand why they put those knee pads there. He is pretty sturdy like this. So if you want to pose him like this, you know, like he's firing off missiles, this is how you do it. And these pads keep him sturdy and strong for when you're doing it. And that, I would just kind of, you know, I got a big smile on that one. I was like, that was a smart move on their part. I never would have thought to do that, but they did that, and look, this guy's, he's good, right? You can pose him. It looks exactly like you would use this guy for having a shoulder mounted missile launcher. And if you want, you can flip it around and put the other leg down. Same result. Let me just straighten out the backpack. But yeah, same thing. If I can get the backpack straightened and the foot straightened. Yeah, so you put that on there and he is good to go. Ready to launch. Perfect. Yeah. So there he is, fast draw. So I went from thinking that I was going to sell this thing to, oh my gosh, I got to use this in some photo sets right away. I was very, very, very surprised at how much I liked this figure. I was also surprised at how many other people liked this figure as well. As soon as I posted that I had gotten the shipment in on Instagram, people were already asking me if I could post some stuff to show them the figure. You know, everybody's interested to see what head sculpt was used, and everybody wanted to see, you know, what the figure looked like, because a lot of people really like this character as you know, in their youth, and that surprised me because he wasn't really anything special to me. I definitely like him a lot more now than I ever did as a kid, so that was surprising, and now I can kind of see a little bit more as to why people like this particular figure. So anyway, that is Fast Draw for now. I also want to make mention before I forget, he does hold these guns very well, but the pistol, unfortunately, let me just remove the backpack. The pistol, unfortunately, he does not hold too well. It's just the way his hand is designed and the way the pistol is designed. You can see right there, his finger just kind of gets in the way of where the trigger is on the hand. So really the kind of best you can get is something like this, which it doesn't look anywhere near as cool as it does with the white gun that he has in his hand. This is much easier to pose and looks pretty rad in his hands. And again, just because I love doing it, these pads are awesome. You can pose them like crazy. Sweet. Yes, definitely. This is cool. I know they're toys, but this is cool. This is one of the things that I like doing, is posing them for shots and scenes, and this really is this. I mean, this doesn't just make the figure. I liked the figure before I got to this point, but this just put it over the top for me. The ability to do this, and then again, you throw the shoulder-mounted missile launcher, and man, you're in action. Anyway, sorry as I continue to drool over this. Quickly, file card art, very nice. Definitely looks like Fast Draw. And then here is your file card. There you go. So that is it for now. Hopefully the sound worked on this one. I appreciate you guys, all the support and everything. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, yo Joe.